really worry about keeping a performance fresh each evening, because at the end, obviously, I have to be in a very deep, dark place, and getting to that deep, dark place is very hard work. So I try and remember a lot of things that Jack O'Brien says are incredibly helpful. You know, so I things that I've taken from him are examples like, he says, live fast as your character. So, you know, we forget how, when we're talking, you don't think about what you're going to say and then say it, unless you're having a conversation with someone, and where then you're not really listening to them, you're trying to formulate the sentence yourself. So I've kind of taken it on in my life as well, to listen to what I've just said and be able to, you know, that's what acting is. It's not knowing what you're going to say, but knowing what you're going to say. So it's quite confusing. But I try and just think that that when the words come out, it's the first time I'm hearing them, because that's what it's for, the audience. You know, you have to remember that they haven't seen it, so every word counts. Every emotion that you might feel, you have to be able to put that out there so that they can see it and take it as well, take it away from them. The show is really emotionally exhausting, and this is what I do. At the end of the show, I take all my clothes off, like this. Take all my clothes off, put them in my washing basket, and I do this for about 15 minutes. My dresser sits on the sofa there, and she has to do all the pre-setting for Bathing Beauty again, because it has to be all preset for the number. And I sit here sometimes with a glass of wine. Don't tell anyone. With a glass of wine like this. Oh. So that's how I wind down for about 15 minutes. And I always get it where when I go home, I have to have at least an hour and a half to watch telly, or just not think about Love Never Dies, because it's because I mean I've been quite lucky in my performances. I've never really gone home thinking, oh, that was absolutely awful, you know, because you can do sometimes. You know, I mean, there are times when I think I didn't get to that emotional place enough, and I didn't invest enough from myself into it, you know, and people don't really quite understand how much you have to invest. You know, they just think, oh, she just knows how to cry on cue. I don't. You know, I have to really, like, channel myself into Meg Giry and, you know, how it would feel to have done whatever. And, yeah, so Brothers and Sisters is always a good wind down for me. Brothers and Sisters and a Chardonnay. I didn't make a conscious effort for the show, but to change my weight. Now it's for the show, you know. I couldn't change it back now. I think it was due to a lot of stress that I was, you know, got slightly bigger than I am now, and after doing Hollyoaks, because location food is the worst food you can possibly have. So when I got back, I sort of started trying to get back to my dancer's figure. You know, I've been a dancer I had been a dancer for my whole life, and so not being the shape I am now was quite upsetting for me. You know, after, as I say, 15, 16 years of looking in a mirror, you do, you know, it can get quite obsessive. And I mean, I now have to be very cautious because of the costumes I wear. But I love it. I feel fantastic. I don't eat carbs after breakfast, and I'm fine, and I'm great, and I do the show. So, you know, I don't make a conscious effort to exercise at the moment, because I don't need to. But if I do like spinning classes, and I do crunches, I do ab crunches to try and get my abs going. Yeah, sometimes I do feel like I've put on a couple of pounds and I haven't, but it's a long withstanding obsession with weight in my family, really.